Welcome, Internet. Today we are back to Sandustry. We're going to get hopping into our full playthrough, trying to get everything. So we're going to go ahead and hop into that. Now the other ones are other maps and stuff if you do modded. Now, there were... Let's try... Ooh. Let's try something. So one of the recommendations was to put all of my shakers in a plinko pattern. I don't know how well that's going to work, but let's give it a try. Before I do that, I want to try... I don't think this works very well. Yeah, because see, that doesn't work too well. Well, it doesn't seem to be quite as effective as I was hoping that would be. I still think this way is probably one of the faster methods. Now, I could shorten it up, I think. It's like what I could do is instead of having a bunch of this stuff all dropping down, sliding down all the way, I think I could shorten this up to just be like 2 or 3 across so that I could increase the size of my slag pit here. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do, is I'm going to try that. You know what? I think I'm going to need to make it a little bit bigger. Like so. Let's do this. Let's go. Only slag. Did I do that? I don't know if I did that one right. I'll do allow slag. There we go. And then we'll go shakers, like so. And we'll allow only slag. Yeah, I think shrinking it down a little bit, that can work. And we will go allow only slag. And we had him as only slag. There we go. There we go. Now once we get some of the lava, get it turned into cinder, we can get this guy making some more for us. So we can always do that later. I don't even know if I really need a second one, because between the filter slowing things down, I think I'm probably going to be okay without a third one. Okay, now I need to set up a little, like, what, duplicator, I guess? make a little water duplicator over here. We'll do it up high, because in case I need to get some space. Now all I need to do is get pipes first. Because if I can get a vent up here. I suppose I did not get it far enough down. There we go. Let's see if that was enough. It looked like that was enough. But I need rocket launcher. Gotta get a rocket launcher. Okay, well, that's okay. In the meantime, we're gonna go get ourselves some more water and process a bit more liquid. Now, let's see, which side should I go with? Should I go over here? Or should I continue it down here first? Because I know we've got plenty of water over this way. So I don't think I'm going to be in need of water. All that steam. I do kind of hope that possibly at some point they would add in steam pipes. It would also be nice if there was a way to move the lava better. At the moment, you can't pipe the lava. There might be a mod that somebody's put out for that. I know few people have modded a few of these things, so they've added in a couple of things. And I don't have the rocket launcher yet, so I can't use that one. Soak up some of the water and get the water to come down. You know what? I don't have lights. Let's go ahead and get lights. Now we can start being able to see things okay while we're down here. And that way the spores won't get turned into wet spores, so I can maneuver them around better. Ooh, actually, that's a bad idea because I think they're gonna go clog up my initial little starting area. Alright, so I'm gonna have to make a wet spore catch for the time being. So let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. Let's make ourselves a wet spore holder. Now let's get all these guys taken care of. Alright, now I got enough for guns 3. Do you have enough upgrades for incendiary? Yes. Okay. Alright. So now we are going to come up here and start doubling up our water, because there is not enough water on the map. So what happens is with rocket launchers, it creates a boom, there you go, creates a bunch of little particles. Now if you watch really carefully, it'll create 2, I guess, heat particles, maybe thermal particles, I don't know what you want to call it exactly, but it'll make a bunch of those, and then each one of those will then turn into 2 steam particles. So you're basically essentially doubling the amount of particles of heat to particles of water in a doubling process. So, which obviously gives you more than what you started with. Once we get the reload and the bigger magazine capacity and all that kind of fun stuff, we'll be able to do this much quicker. Now you do want to make sure that you don't shoot into the water, because if you shoot into the water, you don't get the particles other than the ones that go above the water. So you want to make sure you shoot above your water line if you're going to do the little doubling trick, because yeah, inside the water it doesn't really make the particles. You get the explosion but no particles. So little tip, go above your water line. Now water's kind of a pain in the butt, and water vapor is kind of a pain in the butt, because it will clog systems. Like it'll get into filters, it'll get into all of this stuff, and it'll block things from going through. Yeah, see, they letting out the particles, which will then fall back down. Luckily in here, I just have it, it's gonna hit that stuff, but it could, again, it could clog into your system, so you have to be careful with that. Now I do have the next set of refining I need to get to, because that will allow me to unlock what has Amethyllis, I think it's called, because the Amethyllis stuff is the what is it, petals? I think it's Amethyllis petals, or is it no? Yeah, petals. So the Amethyllis petals will unlock Void Bloom, which will allow me to get more fluxite, more of this purple stuff right here. Also, while I'm thinking about it, tip and trick with the rocket launcher, there is a little bit of a, I guess, a time tick rate, something like that. I don't know what they want to call it. But there's a little bit of a gap where right in front, so like, for example, see the little pixel right there? That little pixel, right in front, the rocket launcher will hit it. But if you're a little bit off, it will spawn in and then it'll create a like a little countdown, so you have like a 1 second countdown, so it won't hit that one unless they change. Ooh, maybe they changed it. Oh no, see, there it goes. So you've got a little bit of a gap, so as long as you're close to it, you can hit it. So I don't know the exact measurement, I was just guessing. You just have to be close to it for it to work. So yeah, if you didn't already know that. I'm not the biggest fan of this thing right here, because it's very difficult to get the rockets just right. So it's almost impossible to get all of the little fluxite stuff in here. You can get most of it, but I don't think you can actually get all of it. There we go. Better movement speed. Oh, much better. Alright, so we have enough now for our next refining. And we'll go ahead and get the tools thing. Not that I ever used the little vacuum thing, but we'll get it anyway. It's okay. And let's say we go set up our next piece of sifting, sorting, processing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this. And we're going to make ourselves a sifter, sorter, washer, wetter, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to block spores. This is going to be allow spores. So you are going to go up there. And we're going to place a conveyor belt there. And then we are going to do a little setup here. So we're going to go pump with a conveyor belt. We're going to do a couple of them. So what we're going to do, what will happen is it's going to fill up to here. So we're going to take our spores, throw them up into here, and then those are going to get washed. Now this may or may not be the most efficient. It seems to be okay, but it's definitely not. It's definitely not foolproof. I'm sure there are better designs out there. And just in case anything comes through, we will allow spores through here. And now this is going to be block wet spores. And this is inevitably going to back up, which is fine. I'm not super concerned. There. Now I got a little spore washer station. And eventually what I'm going to do here is with the planter boxes, first I need to get drones. Because the drones are what's going to let me... Oop, wrong thing. Drones are going to let me ship all the stuff. So I'm going to be able to take... I'm going to move this with the drones and ship it into a planter box. And then the planter box is going to grow the flowers, and the flowers are going to mix the petals with the cinder, or not the cinder, the red sand. I'm going to do that over here. And then eventually it'll go into a void bloom thing, but there's never enough red sand. But so far this seems to be working okay. Let's go make ourselves some more water up here. Much better now that I've got a faster jetpack. Still not great, but it's better. Might need to speed this up by making this a little bit bigger. If it backwashes into here, it's fine. It'll still make it its way through. Okay. Yeah, once I can get the cinder brought up here, get that lava processed, I can just make a little thing right here that just automatically burns. Alright, so now we'll do one here. And now this is going to be our Amethyllis. So we're going to stop Amethyllis. Let's go ahead, bring it out to there. We're going to have a red sand can go through there. Ooh, you know what? We're going to only do red sand on the very last one. Alright, so now that those guys are burning, this should get us all the stuff. Yeah, so yeah, Amethyllis. So that's what they're called. I had the hardest time figuring out how to pronounce that for the first little while. I was like, what in the world is this? Because I wanted to say amethyst, but I was like, no, that's not amethyst. And I couldn't think of a flower that was nano. So you know what? I kind of wonder if that's named after a real flower or not. I bet it is. I'm just not cultured enough to know what the real flower is, I suppose. Don't have enough to get the fluxite emanator yet, or the flux emanator yet. Last levels of stuff aren't available currently because it's demo still. Alright, let's go get ourselves some more. Let's see if I have enough yet. No, I don't think I do. Oh no, I do have enough for one more. Didn't have enough for the speed upgrade, but I can dig faster now. There we go. Okay, real quick, I'm going to block this off because I don't want any steam getting up in there, because that'll just make it harder to deal with. Alright. Yeah, over 1,000. Okay. So we should now have enough for full speed. Nice. I approve of full speed. Alright, so we're getting our void bloom now. So let's do... oh, I've only got... don't have enough yet. That's okay, we can at least get it going. So we'll do... there we go. That's where the fluxite's gonna sit. Not fluxite, void bloom. That's where the void bloom is gonna sit. And once I have enough for the refining level 4, we'll put a flux emanator. I keep wanting to call it fluxite because that's what the stuff is that you get, the purple stuff that we mine. There. Now any water that ends up steaming up to the top is going to get caught by this and come up into our little filler system. Alright. Refining level 4. Now I can build our flux emanator. Yeah, there we go. We're getting flux. Yeah, fluxite. And let's see, we got enough for Do another rapid fire. Deal with drone stuff later. Alright. Well, we will probably try to consolidate, shrink this down a little bit. We'll see if any of this stuff works any better. Like I said, I've tried some of those ideas that you guys gave me. I don't know if I organized those things right or not. So if I did it wrong, let me know. Like the Plinko, we tried doing the sifter. Ooh. Tried doing the sifters as straight across, but that doesn't work very well. They have to be able to fall down to process. So we did try that. Let's see, what else did we do? Need to try to figure out getting these guys shrunk down a little bit, probably. Like I said, this should all consolidate down once I can get some lava, I think. Because once I've got a bit of lava, we can deal with auto cooking, so we can get the plants automatically going. We can get the slag automatically going. Let's see, what was I looking for? Snow. There we go. Any snow that makes it through will have to work its way down. Let's see, what did I have through? Yeah, sand. And no spores. Okay. Alright. So, I think we will call that episode here for now. So for part 2, if you have any more recommendations, anything like that, let me know. And I can always test out and see if there's more efficient ways, or see if there's another way that works better, or if you have recommendations on how to shrink it down or something. I know it can be tricky trying to describe how to put it together. I will do my best to understand and or interpret. No promises, but I'll try, because I can barely explain how this stuff is going to work when I'm putting it together, let alone trying to understand somebody else. I can't even understand my own thought process sometimes. But if you are enjoying it, stay tuned. I'm going to make sure we finish this one off, try to get the full, like, every pixel, every bit. There we go. Yeah, I was say a grappling hook. I don't care about that. I don't ever use that. But if you have enjoyed it, go ahead, hit the like. If you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. If you are enjoying it, feel free to come back next time. And until next time, have fun.